I moved out of California 7 years ago. 7 years ago. And that was the greatest decision that I ever made in my life. And I never thought of myself as leaving California. All my friends are there, my family is there. It was a big risk, leaving. But I knew what I wanted to do was be in real estate, and I wanted to have businesses. And I knew in California I wasn't going to be able to achieve that there, just based off the prices of homes. And when I moved to Arizona, the prices of homes were so cheap. I moved here and I bought a house for $250,000. It was in a gated community. It had a pool. It was 2,700 square feet. It was in Surprise, which was like an up and coming kind of area. And I loved it. It was an amazing home. And it was everything that I ever wanted and dreamed of. Like, I was 23 with a house. It was so cool. And, that was a big risk. Everybody told me, oh, you're going to be back in California within a year, and it's stupid, and there's nothing to do in Arizona, and Surprise sucks, and blah, blah, blah. And now it's 7 or 8 years later, and when I go back to California and I see my friends that ultimately are stuck, no offense to them or anything like that, but they are stuck. They're paying $2,500 to rent a 1-bedroom in Silver Lake, or, they're living at home, but they have that $100,000 BMW, I can tell you that. And, it's just interesting to see, how things have played out the last 8 or 9 years, with graduating school and coming out to Arizona. And, my businesses have been amazing, and even that's a big risk. And, getting behind the camera and starting TikToks and YouTube Shorts was a huge risk for me. I wanted to do YouTube when I was in college. I watched Christian Guzman and Steve Cook, and, but I was always so afraid of what everybody was going to say and think, and, who's going to judge me, and who's going to say this and who's going to say that, and, is it going to do well? And 10 years ago, now I look at it now, I'm like, man, I should have just done it. I should have just, taken the leap of faith, just like I'm doing with this video now. This is really kind of my first long form type of video. I've been doing shorts and stuff and TikTok videos, but it's not really the same, where it's just kind of more personal. But I feel like I have so much things to talk about that I just, I've always been so afraid to kind of put out into the world, but I feel like I could help so many people. I'm 30 years old. I have an amazing house. I have an Airbnb business. I have a salon suites business. I have multiple websites that I own and run. I'm in the middle of doing a house flip right now. I have so many good things happening. And it's all just based off of taking a risk. I didn't know what to do on a salon studios. Like, I didn't have a clue. I didn't know how to send out an application. I didn't know how to do construction. I didn't know how to talk to the construction guys. Just like this video, I didn't know what to do, what to say. You just kind of got to start and kind of go from there. And I'm sure this video probably won't even do very well either, which is fine. But, you just have to kind of take a step back sometimes and put yourself in a situation that you're uncomfortable in, and kind of conquer your fears. The only thing that's holding you back, or myself back, is self-doubt and the fear that I have within, not what Joe Schmo has to say, or my parents have to say, or what my neighbor has to say. It's all within. And I'm so thankful that I did move out of California, and I bought my house out here, and I started my business out here, and life has been amazing the last 8 years. I've gone through ups and downs. Everybody kind of does. But, it's cool to kind of look back, even over the last 10 years, of everything that I've kind of accomplished. And I'll make more videos and kind of go over all that type of stuff. But, this video is more about just kind of moving out of California and getting started. It doesn't matter if it's Nebraska or Montana or Indiana or wherever you want to go. In 10 years, you'll thank yourself because you got to move out and, and purchase a house, and, maybe you got a better job, but yeah, maybe you're not in Los Angeles. Who cares? It doesn't matter. You can do everything you want to do from anywhere in the world now, especially with the power of your phone. It's pretty incredible. I have friends my best friend that lives in Chandler, he's a big TikTok, he's a Twitch guy, and he's made an absolute killing. And I remember in college, he started streaming. I remember the day he called me and said, hey, I want to start doing Twitch. You should do it too. And in the back of my mind, almost instantly, I knew I wasn't going to do it. Because I didn't want to be on camera, and I didn't want to be made fun of. And it's been 10 years now that he's been doing it, and he absolutely kills it. And I remember even in college, like people made fun of him, you know, oh, this is stupid or whatever they would say. You know, it happened all the time. That's so dumb. You know, and now those same people that I know and he knows, you know, come out and reach out to him saying, hey, like, what can I do to become a Twitch streamer? You know, it comes full circle. And it's really interesting to kind of see how that has happened. You know, it's kind of happening for me now. And, you know, I see him, you know, he's so confident on camera, and I am so far from that. You know, I don't want to be on camera at all. Even making this video, like I said before, I don't like doing it, but I have to because I need to get out of my own way. And my salon Sweet Studios here in Surprise is kind of the reason why I got into social media and started, you know, dabbling with it. I started doing it on my Airbnb and cleaning videos and all that type of stuff because I knew I needed to get better with it, and I knew that if I needed to fill my suites, it was going to be from social media and showing off, you know, our suites and who I am and, you know, the family that we've created and the awesome people that I work with, and to show that off. And that's where everything is going. It's all on the internet. It's all on social media. And, you know, it's been a blessing, and I'm super happy that I'm starting to make these videos, and hopefully I can help somebody out here kind of in the near future with, you know, whatever it is you want to do. If you want to get a new job, or you want to move, or you want to start a business, you know, you just kind of got to take that leap of faith and just attack it. You know, you're not going to know what you're doing. Trust me. I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't even know what I'm doing making this video. But you just got to kind of put one foot in front of the other and learn as you go. And, you know, you will become an expert at it. It just takes time. And, you know, I don't really know how I'm going to end this video, but, you know, just take that risk. You know, put fear aside. You know, whether your fear is being behind the camera just like me. You know, I like to be behind the camera. You know, I don't like to be in front of the camera. And I always, you know, looked at my friend who's in front of the camera all the time, like, how does he do this? And he's so good at it. And then I started seeing all the hairstylists that I work with and barbers and everybody, and they're so good at being on camera. And, you know, nobody cares. You know, nobody cares that, you know, you have a mess up, or, you know, the person that you knew in high school, like, they don't care. They probably won't even, they'll never even see this video. You know, so I just want to tell people to, you know, push through whatever it is that's holding you back, and to conquer your fear, because the only thing holding you back is yourself. And, you know, I've taken risks in my life, and this is just another risk for me in kind of getting past this. And, you know, if you guys have questions with anything, I'll go to more in depth with everything that I kind of do with business and fitness. I've, you know, been on a big fitness kick the last year and a half and lost a bunch of weight, and, you know, we're starting to kind of bulk up a little bit, or at least trying to, because I'm super skinny. But, you know, just, you know, push forward and conquer your fears, and I promise you good things will happen.